Teachers are great and they teach us a lot of stuff, and I like times tables.
So while we appreciate that a lot of work goes into these units, it is important to check them over before we teach them, just to see that everything's going to be right. So we have this checklist that we use. So the first thing that we do is check the WALT, which is what we're learning to do in each lesson. Is the learning intention clear so students understand what they'll be learning? For example, in this one I've opened up here, it says told the time on an analogue clock, and I don't think that is an explicit enough goal or learning intention. So I scroll down here to the actual independent activity, and I find that they're telling the time to half past, a quarter to, o'clock, and a quarter past. So I would like to use that terminology in the actual learning intention at the start of the lesson. So now I've checked that. Now I'm going to amend it on the list as well. So tell the time on an analog clock using the language o'clock, a quarter to, half past, and a quarter past. If I can type properly. So now at the start of that lesson, the students will be looking for that meta language that they're going to be using throughout the lesson, and they'll be using it on their actual independent worksheet. So then the reflection, when it comes back to the language they were using, they know exactly what to look for. So then we move to the next phase of the lesson after the learning intention, which is our NAPLAN question. This is just used to familiarise students with the types of questioning that they're going to be exposed to in NAPLAN testing, and some strategies and things to look for when solving those problems.
Stage meeting is very helpful. We get together sometimes formally and informally, looking at the lessons that we've produced for the week. We make changes as we go along, modifying them to suit individual classes and needs in the classroom. It's great to have a bank of lessons ready to go for the following week that we've all worked together on.
Field East is a great learning environment because we follow a simple step every single day, so you know what you'll be learning today when you walk into a classroom.
These stage meetings allows us to get a better understanding of where our students are on the continuum and lead to greater differentiate our lessons that we provide to the students every day.
Maths because it gives me time to practice my problem solving skills and my times tables, and I love the teachers because they help us and I'm getting better already.
Our maths program here we collaborate as a stage, so we work together to provide slides across the stage. It's a 5-step maths program. We start with a WALT. So that informs the students the topic that they've been going to learn on for that whole entire week. And then it goes on with a NAPLAN everyday question. So they work through the 5 different steps that they have, and they use the 5 fingers. So they work on the question, they need to analyse the question of the NAPLAN. Then they need to look for the clues, and we break that down as a class. Then we need to work out the different strategies that we can use to answer these questions. So this topic we've got area, and we need to work on the strategies to find out what the area is. Then we find out the answer together, and then we need to check whether it's correct. Then we go into the explicit teaching phase. So these slides are really good for a beginning teacher because it's all collaborated onto our T drive, and we just open up a topic each week as we go. And there's 5 different separate lessons, so we go through those. There's whole class teaching, and then we get to the independent learning, so that's when they go off and do their worksheet. And then we've got our predictive problem solving and our reflection at the end. What is the area of the top of this table, so you can work together and do that? Off you go.
Remember, when you're measuring area, what do you need to do?
Make sure there's no gaps.
Make sure there's no gaps. Well done,
Gaps
David.
everywhere.
Do we need to have the paper that way and then that way, or what do we need to do? Okay, try again.
This around. That's the thing that you like and the arches are on. But that one is
What's Seth doing, guys? Have a look at what Seth's doing. Do you think there's a quick way now Seth's done that? What do we do now? What do you think we could do at this end here?
this end we have no paper.
What about up here?
We could continue the pattern, but we do that.
Can you find the answer with no more paper? Can you figure it out now with no more paper?
Yes.
So how long is the table? 12. How long is the table? How wide is the table?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, listen. Julian, how long is the table? 12. And then what did we find about how wide it is in there?
It's 3.
3. So then what do? We know it's 12. We know that's 3. Then what do we do?
Times it.
Times it.
And it's 36.
36 what?
36 pieces of scrap paper.
Squared. We can't use centimetres squared, can we? We can't use metres, so it's 36 scrap pieces of paper squared. Well done, guys. Pat on the back. Well done.